waited for maybe 2 or 3 days. It was hard to keep track in the basement. AJ claimed her leg was feeling better, though my wing still felt busted. Most of our time was spent in silence or mourning. AJ and Rarity were still mourning over their sister's gruesome deaths. Rarity often quietly sobbing while AJ would be on edge and get angry at the smallest thing. They had very different mourning processes. Eventually, Pinky wanted to try and initiate her plan of repairing the train and heading to Canterlot. She watched and listened outside for Fluttershy or any other infected before we stepped out of the cottage. I noticed Sweetie's and Apple Bloom's bodies were gone. At first, we silently walked for a few feet, going at a slow pace, when Rarity suddenly hushed us. "You hear that?" There was laughter in the distance, but nothing like normal laughter like you'd hear at a party. It sounded sinister, broken, and dead. Pinky, without saying a word, shoved us forward into a sprint. The laughter started following us. Pinky scooped Scootaloo on her back since she couldn't run as fast as us. She must have gotten a look at what was behind us because she shrieked horrifically. This caught the attention of other infected as we were starting to be chased by half of Ponyville.
"Don't stop until we get to the station!"
yelled Pinky. Our lungs were burning by the time the abandoned train came into view. The train was luckily in a better state than I expected. Blood splatters trailed inside the cars, however, presumably from previous passengers. But otherwise it seemed in perfect condition. We ran inside and ducked under the seats. AJ stopped to pull the doors shut. The doors slammed loudly right as a smiling pony ran smack into it with a loud crack. Immediately, Pinky and AJ were at the engine to try and get the train running. Rarity held Scootaloo close as infected ponies started ramming themselves into the train. The car rocked with every violent shove, sounds of groaning and giggling emitting from outside. Suddenly, a mangled hoof shattered the thick glass of the train car, covered in blood and glass, but still desperately trying to get in. I was panicking. "Have you guys figured it out yet?"
"Trying to, just hang on, we almost got it."
More glass shattered around us. Horrific, stretched faces of our friends peering inside. Scootaloo screamed, and we tried to move away from them. Then we started moving, the train slowly chugging before taking off at a rapid speed. The infected ponies struggled to hang on before falling out, miles away from us. I sighed in relief. I'm still unsure on how they managed to start the train. AJ tried to explain it to me, but honestly, I zoned out after the word ignition. Finally, we got out of that town. I hope we never have to see those things again. Though I feel guilty for leaving our friends behind. I hope we can still save them. The trip to Canterlot would be a long one. 3 hours at the least. For a while, we took the time to calm down, moving up to the engine while Pinky conducted, because the wind blowing through the broken windows was hurting our ears. We were pretty cramped, but I'm glad we were all together. After a little too much silence, Scootaloo spoke up. "We're gonna save every pony, right? Even Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle?" Everyone fell into a tense silence at that. Poor Scootaloo. I'm sure she's still in denial about her friends being, well... Rarity ended up being brave enough to respond.
"How about we talk about something else, Scootaloo? To, lighten the mood."
"Okay. Pinky, how'd you get those scars?" I chuckled while Applejack gasped.
"Scootaloo, that's not polite."
Pinky seemed to giggle as well.
No, it's okay. I'm surprised it didn't come up sooner. It's not a very nice story, though. Is that okay, Rarity?
Rarity said she was okay with it. I knew she just wanted to talk about anything other than Sweetie Belle.
Well, when things started to go berserk and you all went missing, I decided to start taking ponies into Fluttershy's cottage to avoid being infected. But once ponies got a good look at my mouth, they were all so afraid of me they'd just run away. Eventually, Lyra Heartstrings agreed to bunker with me. I'm not sure if you all know her. She was one of Twilight's old Canterlot friends.
Everyone seemed tense at Twilight's name, so Pinkie quickly continued.
Anyway, I fed her and gave her some blankets to keep warm. I could tell she was troubled, and she told me it's because her girlfriend Bonbon had become infected with the cookies. She apparently watched her mutate into a monster. Really sad thing to happen. That night, when I had fallen asleep, Lyra must have found an axe with some of my stored weapons. While I was sleeping, she attempted to kill me, slashing the axe across my face. I don't really know why she did it, but I'm sure she was still afraid and heartbroken for Bonbon and thought I was infected, so I don't really blame her for what she did. After that, she ran off. I never saw her again.
I was shocked. We all were. We sat there staring at Pinkie, expecting her to continue. When she didn't, Applejack spoke up.
How did you survive an attack like that?
I don't know. It hurt as much as it should, like my face was being cut open. But after a few minutes, the pain went away.
Do you think you got some kind of super healing powers from the cookies?
Pinkie shrugged and said she didn't know for sure, but that seemed to be the only logical explanation. Then Scootaloo approached Pinkie and pulled back her mane and exposed giant teeth marks on her neck.
Well, what about this scar? I'm not talking about that scar!
Pinkie pushed Scootaloo away and immediately turned around to look ahead. Scoot was in my arms in an instant, nuzzling her face into my coat. I glared at Pinkie despite her not facing us. Scootaloo sniffled, which must have caught Pinkie's attention.
I'm sorry, Scootaloo. That one's a sad story. Well, can I make it a happy story?
Pinkie was surprised by this, I could tell, but she agreed.
Well, after Lyra attacked Pinkie, Lyra apologized. She was sorry for what she did and wanted to make it up to her. So, Lyra pulled out a little puppy dog for Pinkie. Pinkie was very happy to have a new puppy friend. So Pinkie and Lyra played with the puppy all night until Pinkie felt better. The puppy got too playful and bit Pinkie on accident, but in a puppy voice apologized and licked it better. The end.
This clearly made Pinkie very happy. She thanked Scootaloo for the story and... Wait. There's something on the tracks. I'm having a hard time processing what just happened. What we just witnessed. To any pony else, the creature that stopped itself on the train tracks would have been nothing more than a horrific monster. But we could all tell that it was Twilight. Or it used to be, at least. AJ was the first to see her and tried to warn Pinkie.
What is that thing? Is that... No. It can't be. Stop the train, you're gonna hit her!
Pinkie shuddered but kept her eyes on the track.
No, it's best we run that thing over, then stop and get eaten. I'm sorry.
No ponies seemed to want to argue, so we all held our breaths and braced for impact. It's hard to recall what happened, but the next thing I knew, I was lying on the floor of the derailed train. The sound of screaming is what jolted me awake. Upon coming to, the engine of the train was blasted open. All of us huddled further back in the train cars. The infected pony was peering into the blasted hole of the train car and laughing uncontrollably, sounding like a crowd of ponies laughing at once. We all slowly tried pressing ourselves further into the train car when the monster's horn started to spark and illuminate, threatening another magical blast. But suddenly, it shrieked in pain and stumbled away from the train car. The reason why, I couldn't tell at first, until I saw a pony running toward us. Or rather, a zebra. It was undoubtedly Zecora, holding some sort of flute in her mouth, blowing with everything she had. It was ear-piercing, but it seemed to affect Twilight much more than us.
Hurry up and follow me! To the forest we must flee!
We were all in pretty bad shape from the train being derailed, but it was either follow her or get eaten. No contest, really. We all hopped out of the train car and followed Zecora to the Everfree Forest. When Applejack started screaming behind us, I could feel the color leave my face when I turned around. Applejack's leg was caught in Twilight's jaw, AJ desperately trying to crawl away. Zecora was on the scene in an instant, blowing her whistle with her full chest. Twilight reacted but didn't drop AJ, instead standing up multiple feet tall and dangling her, threatening to run and take Applejack with her.
We need something louder than that whistle!
Pinky yelled. I was shocked when Rarity responded instantly. I tried to stop her as she ran back to the train, jumping into the engine and magically pulling a lever. The train responded with a loud whistle and puff of smoke. Twilight shrieked at the noise and dropped Applejack, who I, heroically, caught on my back. With no delay, we all ran from the scene and into the forest, leaving Twilight behind. We kept running and running until Zecora reassured us we were safe. Frankly, I'm surprised we all made it out of there alive. Scootaloo had her hooves around Zecora's leg as soon as we stopped to rest.
Oh, Zecora! I'm so glad you found us! I thought we were goners for sure!
I was surprised to see a train running through, and I'm relieved to see all of you too.
I'm sure you've been aware of the chaos in Ponyville. They were trying to make it to Canterlot to get the help of the princesses to put an end to all of this,
Pinky said.
Canterlot is where I'm headed too. I hope I could be the one to lead all of you. Some infected ponies respond badly to loud sounds, so blowing a whistle sends them running, I have found.
Good thing you found that out. I don't even want to know what we'll run into in the Everfree Forest. But I'm glad you'll be here with us, Zecora,
said Rarity. As we started venturing further into the forest, I could tell Applejack was falling behind. AJ? You okay? Is it your bitten leg? Do you need me to carry you?
No, I'm fine. It's actually my hurt leg from before. The blast must have made it bad all over again.
AJ sounded unsure, but I've decided to shrug it off. If she says she's fine, then she's fine. Applejack never lies.
Previously, I've discovered frowning ponies negatively respond to bright lights, but I could never crack what could repel smiling ponies. That is until Zecora rescued us from Twilight Sparkle, who had turned into a final stage smiling pony. Zecora blew a loud whistle made out of a yak horn, making the infected temporarily stop attacking. Smiling ponies react negatively to loud noises.